Well, welcome back. This is lesson number 2 on the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. And today we're looking at law number 2, which is the law of influence. And the law of influence says the true measure of leadership is influencing, nothing more, nothing less. Other people want to attach other definitions to leadership. They want to say things like, I think leadership is title, or I think leadership is position. No matter what you call leadership, leadership is influence. The person with the most influence at any given time, for any given reason, in any given group, is the leader of the pack. What that means is that there are times when leadership changes. There are times one person will have more influence than others. When you get, onto another subject, that influence may shift because we are not all strong in all areas. What this shows is that there is a fluidness to leadership. Leadership does not always stay with one person. One of the first things you are going to learn as we go through these 21 laws is that you do not do well in all 21 laws. In fact, when you come across one law that you do well in, you may say, now that is a true law of leadership. And on the ones that you don't do so well on, you may say, that may not be a real law of leadership. This may seem a bit humorous, but the truth is we will not do well on some laws, but we will do well on others. That is the way it is because that is our spiritual nature. It is the way the Holy Spirit operates within us. Let's take a look at 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 through 11. And I'll read that for you. But to each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good. For to one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit, and to another the word of knowledge according to that same Spirit. To another faith by the same Spirit, and to another gifts of healing by the one Spirit, and to another the effecting of miracles, and to another prophecy, and to another the distinguishing of spirits, to another various kinds of tongues, and to another the interpretation of tongues. But one and the same Spirit works all these things, distributing to each one individually just as He wills. This is why it is so important for you to have a leadership team. This is why it is important to train your leaders around you. In the corporate world of the 1980s, the focus was on management. In the 1990s, the focus shifted to leadership. The reason is that managers assume things will always be the same, and leaders assume things will always change. In the 80s, things were stable in corporate America, so they needed managers to take control and keep things going the way they were. But things changed in the 90s, and they needed leaders who were fast-paced and could embrace change. Now, in this new century, corporate America is going to team leadership. It is interesting that they are now adopting what God had already planned for our Christian leadership. The reason we must have a team leadership mentality is because none of us can do all 21 laws of leadership well. We must depend on each other to make our ministry and our organization successful in anything we set out to do. I need people around me that can make up for my weaknesses and can compliment me. I don't mean compliment like, hey, that was a good job. I mean, they come alongside and they agree with what I do, and we work together on things like this. So let's say that I am a 2 when it comes to navigating. And we will discuss the law of navigation later on in this course. But let's just say I'm a 2 and my friend Benjamin is a 9. When something comes up that requires some navigation, I will need to submit to Benjamin because he is much better at it than I am. For too long, we have said, "Follow me because I have the position." This is ridiculous. Follow me because I have the title. Follow me because I'm the president. That is not a good reason to follow someone. A secure leader is one who recognizes that others are better than he or she is in any given law which the leader is weak in. All great leaders are not only great leaders, they are also great followers because they appreciate the value that true leadership brings. Leadership is influence. I will have influence in some areas, and my friend Benjamin will have influence in other areas. The person who is the best leader should have the most influence in that given area. Begin by looking around you and finding those who are influential and in what areas they are influential. Here are the 5 levels of leadership. Number 1, position. Position is the lowest level of leadership and influence. When we join an organization or ministry, we get a position. The key word to position is rights. Rights, when you are in the position level of leadership. When you and I have a position or title, we have certain rights that come with that position. You may be responsible for a certain number of people, or you will have rights and you will have rights to tell them what they need to do. Or you may be responsible for a specific task. At this level, people will follow you because they have to. Everyone of us have had to follow people at one time or another who were not good leaders. How many of you in your life have had to follow someone who was a bad leader? No names, please. Every one of us have had to follow someone because we had to, because they had the position or title. Number 2, permission. Relationship is the key word. At this level, people follow you because they want to. They want to follow you because you have developed relationships with them. Number 3, production. Production means results. People follow you because of what you have done for the organization. The organization is growing. The morale is better. The profits are increasing. Number 4, people development. This is reproduction. People follow you because of what you have done for them. At level 3, you have done things for the organization. In this level, you are doing things for the individual. They can say they are now growing as a person and as a leader. I'm more effective in my job because you have given me tools to be effective. And number 5, personhood. This is respect. People follow you because you have done it so well for so many people for so long. This is the absolute best place to be because it demonstrates how effective you are or how effective you've been as a leader for so long. In this law, I would recommend that you take a deeper look at it and ask yourself questions about influence, how you can more effectively influence others. The law of influence says there are 5 levels of influence, and you need to know where you are because leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, hope you understand what influence is, and I hope you are very influential in those areas in which you can be. So God bless. Until next time, take care of yourself.